Hi guys, it's Michelle here, and welcome to Love Summer Art. I wanted to join in and wish you all a happy summer for those of you that are enjoying it. For those of you like me who are in the middle of winter, I hope you're keeping warm, and for those of New Zealanders that were hit by the storm last night, I hope you're all safe and you didn't lose too many trees. So take care everyone, whatever the weather may be. Today I wanted to share this little book that I made quite some time ago and foolishly tidied up my space and have never seen it again. So finally found the box with all the little books in and wanted to quickly share them before I lose them again. I am, as I may have told you before, the messiest crafter in the world. I have the crown, and so I'm constantly trying to organise my space. But today I'm going to share this little book. So it's a really simple little folded book, and you can make it as a basic fold. I have just fattened it up and created a book out of it. With this one's got about 20 pages. This one I used baker's twine, and so I've made them with fabulous jelly prints, which if you haven't had a jelly plate to play with, I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. So that's jelly prints. This is just some old junk mail that's been upcycled with some inks. This one is lots of stamps. Brilliant idea I got from Lindsay Banner on Instagram. Her Instagram name is, I'm not going to sure how to spell it, but anyway, Laldenban, Laldenban, and I will put that in the link below if you'd like to go and see all her fabulous inspiration. So she had done some stamped pages, and I thought, oh, I will make a book out of that, and that was how I started making these babies again. So thank you so much, Lindsay, for that brilliant idea. So great way to use your stamps. Also, of course, you can always use scrapbook paper, but depending on what sort of things you like, as I said, stamping, scrapbook paper, jelly printing, art journaling, just a little easy book that you can make. And I'm just going to show you how I do that today. One thing I did think before I forget was that it would be fantastic for all the little pocket letters that are out and about at the moment, and I thought it would be just a really cute little thing to tuck into a pocket letter. So I measured out what you would need for a piece of paper if you wanted to make this for a pocket letter, and that is a 7 by 10 inch piece of paper. You want your tallest piece to be in your height, and then shorter widthwise to fit into that pocket. So I just did a little quickie here, and just with some gorgeous stamps from Ashley Goldberg, and I thought, you know, it could be easy, it could be more in-depth, whatever you create, depending on how many pocket letters, of course, you do. But that is the piece of paper that you would use if you wanted to do a pocket letter. If you just wanted to use up a piece of paper, it doesn't matter what size that piece of paper is. If you haven't got anything intentional to do with the piece of paper, you can use any size paper. I've made it with A4, with A3 pages, and of course you can go bigger and go A2, whatever size paper you've got. It's a simple fold. So first of all, in the simple folding, we are going to make sure we're on camera, and I'm just going to take a piece of craft because I thought that would be nice and easy for you guys to see. For those people that would like to make a book but have never made one before, this is as easy as it comes. So I think this has probably been around, this paper folding technique, since the day after paper was invented. Fold your piece of paper in half lengthways, and then I will fold it in half that way, and then fold back. Depending on how particular you are will depend how perfect your folds are. Mine are about this perfect, just whatever my eye sees is what I get. So then you create an M for Michelle. So there it is, that's the fold. It could not be much easier. So just in case you cannot tell from that, all we've done is fold there, 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 and there. So however you get those folds, that's what we're after. Once we've got those folds, we want to cut the V part of that M. So what I'm looking to cut is that, just that piece there. I'm just gonna, that's all we're doing. Okay, so from here on this piece, I will show you. I'm just checking my camera to see that that's showing. All we're going to do, I just jump in here with my scissors, take as skinny a slither as I can off, carefully put those in the rubbish bin, and you've got a weird thing with a hole in the middle. So from that, the piece that, there's our M. What we want to do is just to pop that piece out and create a cross. So 3 sides of that are going to go perfectly into position, and then one piece is not. So let me show you that again. For those that have never done any, that's all we're doing. That's all we're looking for, to get that diamond. And once you've got that diamond, then all you need to do is fold it in on itself. And you've got that. If you wanted to create a little pocket book, you can easily see you've got a pocket here, a pocket on that side, a pocket on the top, and again a pocket on that side. So you could make that into pockets. I've just used old junk paper for everything that I've made, so that's why I haven't bothered with any tags or anything. I've just used up junk paper, and once they're stuck together, that gives it a bit of substance. So pages like, have I got any that are not stuck? So here we go. This one is a big one, but it's the same kind of thing. That it's quite thin paper, but once I stick that all together, I'm going to have a much better weight of paper, and it's going to have a bit of substance to it. So this I thought would be really cute for you know, mail swaps and things. There's lots of mail swaps around, and the likes of this baby here, which I have already stuck together. I've stamped it in archival ink with all sorts of different stamps, and then I've just done a bit of vintage photo around the edges. But how cute as a kind of mini colouring book. I know that colouring books for adults are really popular right now. I thought, use your stamps and create your own little colouring books. So that was that idea there. So from that whole piece that we just did, voila. For those of you that have never done anything before and not quite sure how we get from step to step, I'm going to do the really simple steps. So then once I've done that, I know it's going to fold up and become a book. I'm going to stick it all together. So just take it back open again, grab my glue stick, and you can use whatever adhesive you've got. I would suggest a wet adhesive, because then it will dry and it will be permanent, whereas if you were using, gosh, this is a nice brand new glue stick, and that does make such a difference. So I'm going to make sure I go down all my edges, and then I'm not going to be too stressy because this is just a tester, but you can be as perfectionist with your adhesive as you like. And then we're going to go like that again, and just make sure that everything connects. So once that's glued, you've got those 4 pieces of paper. And that, although very plain, is exactly how I made that baby. So then when I make these, I make them just as you see here, and I stamp the whole baby before it's collated together. So I stamped this being aware of where my top was. So I folded it in half first, as you can see, and then I know that that's my top of my page and that's my bottom. If I flip, that's my top of my page and that's my bottom. So all my stamps go in direction. Some of them can go sideways and you can twirl them if you're doing a really collagey thing, but I might want to make sure my ladies aren't upside down, because she's not going to look that great if she's standing on her head. Well, actually it could be fun, but you know what I mean. So that is how I did this style of book with the stamping. Great way to use up all your stamps. So that's that idea. The other thing that I used was this one here, which is using up old junk mail, and it was, the base of it is actually just a piece of paper trying to sell me something probably, and then on the back of it I put down some of the inside of the envelopes, which is what gives me that blue pattern there, and then I just chucked some stencils over it, did a bit of inking, and I've got a little book there to paint in or write on or do whatever I want to do on it. This one here is my jelly prints. So if you're like me, when you get your jelly plate out, you just make masses and masses of prints, and then what do you do with them? This is what I did with them. I used up some throwaway mail from again, junk mail, so it's those boring letters that you don't want to keep that have only got printing on one side. I jelly printed the whole back side, and then once they're stuck together, it gives it a much better substance. So there's 2 pieces of paper stuck together there to create that. So I've also already got a background, and I can just go through this and do whatever I want to do with it. It's the same way that I did this baby. This is also a jelly print, but it's a tonal one, so it's a very neutral one. I've used golds. You can see there's real shimmer through it, and it's really a subtle background. So depending on what I want to do, I had thought this one I might use for sort of more vintagey collagey things, a bit like this one. So this one is only 1 piece of paper folded. Let me just open it up like so, and that's got the lovely Tim Holtz tissue collaging through it, and then I'm just going to put a few more inks on that one. This one is a number of them stuck together, so there's one that we've just made together, and then all I've done is attach it to the next one with a piece of washi tape. I always just use a piece of glue, so if I am making, let me just show you my lovelies, if I'm sticking them back together, I will take 2, put them back to back like that, run my glue, and I take a wet glue, so I'd like something like the Glossy Accents, run it down each side so it gives it a really good attachment, and then I run my washi tape down nicely back to back. Nothing's gonna and then they're attached. So if that was glued down with some Glossy Accents, I would have made sure it was straight. Then that one's ready to go, and you can just keep adding and adding as many of these books as you want. And you can see there, possibly depending on how hi-fi you've got, high definition, that there is what I have covered with fabulous Tim Holtz Distress washi tape, and then lots of Distress inks, and just moulded it all the way around. So it does look quite cool once it gets to be a fat book like that. Exactly the same technique was used on the jelly print one, and this one is actually more of an arty page. This was just some inky pages that I had had a play on with some stencils. Same thing here, I just used the coloured washi tape and wrapped that all the way around. The other way to bind it, which is not going to require any sewing, is this one, which I did a whole pile of them and I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. So there is one of those pieces of paper like so, and then all I did was take the middle like so and run that through the baker's twine. So I used up some of my baker's twine and just made a little folded piece for the cover, which you can see there, and then I stuck some more jelly prints on the front. Really enjoy playing with my jelly plate. These jelly prints here, a lot of the patterns in this one are used up every circle die I had. Actually, this one might be the one this one here I've used my Tim Holtz embossing folders, and I've put a piece of card through the embossing folder, really run it through a couple of times so it's really heavily embossed, and then use that on the jelly plate. So that's Tim Holtz burlap, and that's retro circles. Again, that's both burlap and retro circles. I think that might have been the dominant one in this one, because I really just love the retro circles. I thought that came out so well. This might be the page that's like a notebook, so that impressed me there, came out with that really cool pattern. So yeah, don't forget your embossing folders if they're sitting in the drawer. Get them out if you're playing on the jelly print because gosh, they come up really cool. I love the burlap. That is one of my favorites. So that is a yeah, fun idea to play with. So that is, as I said, all the different things that you can do with the little book. Grab your jelly prints, your arty papers, your stamped pages, your scrapbook papers, everything you've got, and you can make a little something out of them. And don't forget, I think that this would be just such a cute little thing to pop into a pocket letter. This one, it's just very plain, but you know, grab your stamps out. This one I made into a sort of a notebook style with these gorgeous stamps from 7 Gypsies. which is one of my favourite stamp sets, but I thought this would be a real cutie to send to a friend. You can actually use that as a notebook. I mean, imagine just putting your grocery lists in there and then just tucking that in a book to keep as a memory of how much flour cost or how much milk cost. In a couple of years we're going to be horrified how much groceries cost now. We're going to look back on these days and think how cheap it was now. Oh, isn't that horrific? So yeah, that's all my ideas for all these little mini books. As I said, they're a lot of fun, and as I might have got slightly carried away and made a few too many, so I need to get posting. But grab those stamps out, your inks, your paints, whatever you want, and have fun. It's summer, or maybe it's winter and you want to keep cozy. Whatever it is, my lovelies, I hope you're having a fabulous time, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.